Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. XRP is in the news first, and I'm going to tell you exactly why this is significant and why this is timed just right, if you will. To start things off, the XRP ledger's psychological decentralization barrier has finally been broken. Ripple now runs less than 50% of the validator nodes on the default unique node list, or the UNL, on the XRP ledger. This, along with the removal of the ability to unilaterally pass decisions, now makes the XRP ledger decentralized. The UNL is a feature on the XRP ledger that allows a list of validators to be consulted for each transaction. Each node on the network can choose its own UNL or conform to the UNL provided by Ripple. Over the last year, Ripple has been sticking to their roadmap of slowly decentralizing the XRP ledger by adding third-party validators to the default UNL. For every 2 third-party validators added to the UNL, Ripple will remove one of theirs. This is what they said before. Every time 2 new validators are added, they will then take down one of theirs. They have 21 validators in total. Ripple now controls 10 of them, 48%, and I think they are planning on continuing doing more. Don't quote me on that. The process has taken place over the year as per Ripple's decentralization strategy. Currently, as Ripple controls 10 of the nodes of the 21 on the default UNL, they effectively operate only 48% of the validator nodes. This is notwithstanding that each node on the network can determine the UNL they want to process their transactions, effectively allowing for a measure of decentralization through their choice. The various third-party validators on the network include many XRP-focused websites, services, and exchanges. First on the recommended UNL is BitThump, a service that provides tools to explore the XRP ledger. Some of the other validators on the UNL are, I'm not going to read through them, Bitso, Brexo, the Rabbit Kick Club, okay, Bahnhof, and WorldLink US. This represents the movement of the XRP ledger towards being decentralized. Moreover, there are 11 third-party validators on the UNL currently, leaving only 6 to demonstrate a high degree of decentralization. For those who were not here exactly this time last year, the Ripple team came forward and said that they not had, how do I state this? They were making a pledge to become more decentralized, and they said that they would become more decentralized than Bitcoin, and that they would control less of the network, and that it would be not as focused, and this kind of where the argument of Bitmain comes through. When this happened, when they made this announcement, it was because, or rather, it was around the same exact time that we started hearing news or rumblings, small rumblings at that point, of the US government and the SEC and the CFTC getting involved in the cryptocurrency space. And this is when we had the first whispers of what a security was in the cryptocurrency space. And I still think that at some point, this is why people who are on the Ripple board, I don't even know exactly what to call them anymore, are former members of the SEC, and I think the Ripple team was told that you will probably be considered a security because of how your nodes and everything else is set up in your validators. And I think this is why this was exactly a year ago, so this is why I said the timing is almost just right, because they noted, I don't have the exact document, I'm sure you can pretty much find it on Google somewhere. It's like it was like on their main website, and they were talking about their goal of decentralization, and it would take exactly 1 year. And lo and behold, it took exactly 1 year. So where we are now is, I still think, like I said, that the SEC, or that they were contacted in some way by some institution who told them what they had to do in order to make sure that they don't control any part of the network. And this is why we had the entire thing. If every 2 new validators, they take one of theirs off. And also, this was, first of all, I had no idea that this existed until like about a month or 2 ago. I found this out from Alex Cobb. He mainly talks about XRP on his channel, and he was talking about the total nodes on the network and the network topology, and you can see everything that's actually running around here. So I think they've been making a push more and more, and I think the timing is once again correct, if you will, simply because we are nearing once again that September deadline. Not to say that anything is going to happen in September, but if you've noticed over the last couple of weeks, everyone is just talking about September. A lot of things are supposed to be, I think, what is it? Bittrex launches their USD thing in August 20th, I believe that it is. And then from the end of August, we have a bunch of things that are happening until we hit November, which is when the ICE and or NASDAQ, whatever you want to call them, is launching their own crypto exchange. So I don't think this is random. I don't think the year time frame doesn't really match up or make a lot of sense. I think it fits in perfectly. I think they are going to continue doing whatever they can. I'm pretty sure they've been told, the same as other coins as well. This is why when we had news about discussions if Ethereum was a security, they made the SEC came forward and said that before Ethereum was a security, but it no longer is because of how the network is structured and how it is set up. So I assume at some point they were also told as well. Same exact thing for the Ripple team, but it's nice to hear that this is finally happening. I mean, I had really lost track of it during the year, so it was good that it wasn't in the front line, everyone counting every single node every single day. But apparently now, mathematically, they are decentralized, and the entire argument when it comes to them being more decentralized than Bitcoin, we've spoken about this as well. This comes down to the entire Bitmain thing, where Bitmain is controlling anywhere from 42 to around 52% of the Bitcoin network right now. So as long as Ripple, the main people behind XRP or the holders of XRP, are not controlling the majority of the network, then therefore mathematically it is more decentralized than Bitcoin. But yeah, that is the XRP news for the day. This just popped up and I was thinking about it as well. And then I found the old news article and I was like, exactly 1 year. So they did exactly what they were going to say. Next up, this is incredibly once again, like writing on the wall type of things. The Jamaica Stock Market, or the Jamaica Stock Exchange, or the JSE, will soon be offering cryptocurrencies as tradable assets for clients. The company said on Tuesday that it had signed a Memorandum of Understanding, or an MOU, with the blockchain startup BlockStation for the creation of a new digital assets trading platform. While it is not clear which tokens will be initially listed, I'm pretty sure I can figure out which 5. The platform is set to go live by the end of the year, that is 2018. In the interview, JSE Managing Director Marlene Street Forrest said that the offering cryptocurrencies as investment products fits in with the equities, bonds, and other investment products that the exchange already offers. She said, and I quote, "The end game at the end of the day is to trade tokens. The end game is smart contracts. The end game is to provide that area of the market that would like this product to start to do so in a secure manner," end quote. BlockStation is providing the technology, she explained, while the JSE's infrastructure will be networked to the new platform, allowing qualified investors to conduct purchases or trades. Aside from listing cryptocurrencies for trade, Street Forest, her name is Street Forest, okay, said the stock exchange will continue to look at how blockchain technology can benefit the platform and its clients, going so far as to indicate that JSE's plans may include issuing its own cryptocurrency at some time in the future. That is insane. The environment changes, the entire ecosystem changes, so at the point in time, this might be the case, although at this point in time, that is not a discussion, she said. With the moment stock markets start having their own coins, I think we need to just all celebrate and have a party. I know a lot of people are still very against any mainstream type thing getting into crypto. I honestly do understand that. I do agree with you 95% of the time, but you still have to look at the broader picture that this technology is still very young and it's changing the entire world, hopefully for the better. Mainly, I'm talking about this because this is yet another stock exchange. No matter how small Jamaica might be, no matter whatever you may think about Jamaica, this is another stock exchange that is coming forward to allow people to trade crypto assets. And that is incredibly insane considering how young the market still is. They say they don't have any exactly which coins will be listed. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum, probably Ethereum Classic, and maybe some other random coin. These always seem to be the most comfortable coins that exchanges are okay with launching. Or who knows, they may then offer other things that are they also maybe consider to be securities. The fact is that crypto is, I think 2019 is going to be the mainstream year. I think this is the infrastructure year. I think everything is being built up in order to hold all these things. This is why they said It will go live by the end of this year, but 2019, I think, is going to be something that none of us mentally will be able to handle. I think prices are going to completely lose their minds. So far, as of now, I think we have around 4 or 5 stock exchanges around the world that have formally announced that they are going to be offering cryptocurrencies on their platform. I'm going to assume by the end of this year, once the New York Stock Exchange has officially launched in November, I'm going to assume December is going to be the time where everyone else is kind of scrambling to get their news out there that they're also going to be launching, that they're also legitimate in this space, and that they also are down, and that they want to get into the game as well. So 2019 has been projected for quite some time. I've seen price predictions, and based on the things that we have now and the infrastructure that's being built up, is that Bitcoin will hit $100,000 by 2019. This seems all but believable, especially when you have major players. People who invest in the stock market already are billionaires, and I think when crypto is then legitimized in their eyes by being listed onto these major platforms, I think we're going to see an enormous amount of money falling into the market, and I think this is when we will hit all these insane all-time highs. On the same exact topic, Bitcoin is currently in danger of slipping below $6,000. I think it did it a couple of minutes ago, but then it kind of inched its way back up. And many traders fear that the top-ranked cryptocurrency may test $5,000 or even $4,000 given the lackluster sentiment that is prevalent in the market. However, some cryptocurrency enthusiasts believe this isn't the end and that the temporary price pains will soon give way to another boom. Speaking to CNBC, Meltem Demirors, of CoinShares compared Bitcoin to the internet stocks that captured the imagination of many in the late 90s and early 2000s. According to Demirors, if indeed the BTC bubble has burst, then real growth can begin to occur in the market. Commenting on the state of the market, the CoinShares chief strategy officer said, and I quote, "New technologies that shift the paradigm take a long time to really understand. The narrative around Bitcoin is still really hard to grasp. Really, the only metric we have for most cryptocurrencies is the price, and price is such an imperfect metric. What does an actual utilization look like? That's really the struggle for crypto right now," end quote. This is the main thing that a lot of people have been saying, and that I've been saying, to the point where Vitalik Buterin even said that his coin that he created is overvalued because people aren't looking at the technology. They're mainly focused on the price. When all of this infrastructure is built, when everything is finally in place, when everything has finally launched, and we finally have, these companies telling us, everyone keeps saying is going to launch in 2 or 3 months, it's going to launch in 6 weeks, it's going to launch in 8 weeks, and then when it doesn't launch, everyone's kind of like, what's going on? When all these things have launched, and we have an actual use case for Bitcoin, and that it is either probably only going to go one of two ways, depending on what people are mainly using it for. Will people continue to hoard it and not spend it because they expect the price to go higher? Then it will be a store of value. Same exact thing with Ethereum, as Ethereum is a platform. The Ethereum token will have to then be used on the Ethereum network. Same with EOS, same with Cardano, and the same with Bitcoin Cash if it is going to be a payment method. The same with XRP if banks and institutions are finally going to be using it. This is what we need answered. We need to know exactly what's going to happen with all of these coins, because as of now, it's all speculation. And I think the prices slamming back down to the ground could give us a nice indication of maybe realistically where prices should be, as none of these things, more or less, people are using Bitcoin as a store of value. It's not the gold that they're talking about. Ethereum is supposed to be a platform where you can build things on top of and build websites, but it gets slowed down by CryptoKitties. XRP is supposed to be used by banks and institutions. XRapid has not been turned on yet. When all these things come to fruition and they're all finally in the light, this is when we will finally see who has been talking nonsense for the past 2 or 3 years and who actually has a use case. Demirors expects a situation where projects begin to build real utility on top of the cryptocurrency framework. By doing so, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies can start to regain their actual value. This is why I think I told you guys before, a lot of coins, a lot of people have been pumping or saying that it will be this or they're going to do that, and this coin is going to be amazing. May not gain their value what's going to happen is that as we get closer to the end of this year in 2019, the more things are announced for the major coins and other coins that are kind of not subsidiaries, but it's kind of like the Ethereum Omise Go type thing. It'll kind of be like a tree that is growing and then the fruits that are hanging from it. A lot of the other coins that have been pumping themselves up just with a lot of hype and all this other stuff, I think they're probably going to stay where they are. Even if we have a bit of a bump in the market, the other coins will begin to slide down as they see new prices being reached for the major and or top coins. And the money will start to flow backwards and it'll be a complete tsunami for at least the top, I want to say top 20, 30, maybe top 35 coins. There's still some sprinkles around like maybe the top 50 as well. Like you have things like BAT and you have Lisk and a couple of other coins that are also out there that are also probably also going to be brought forward as well. At the press time, BTC has declined even further, holding slightly above the $6,000 mark. I don't think that's really relevant. Nope, just about prices. But yeah, so we spoke a bit before, and everyone seems to be now in the prediction phase where they're talking about that Bitcoin will definitely recover, because I think they also realize that the market is a little insane right now. So I think they're just trying to make sure that everyone kind of regains or keeps their calm. Last up, Cardano is in the news today. On the 14th of August, Charles Hoskinson of Cardano broadcast a YouTube video on his channel regarding the big Cardano announcement that was supposed to be made on the 15th of August. He said, "I've decided to do the August 15th announcement a little early." I guess he was really excited. Here he revealed partial details on the upcoming reference project, which is a Google Chrome extension called Icarus. In his words, he said, "So we've never intended to launch a product, but rather build something that we're going to give to our partners to launch and try to encourage the development of a third-party application ecosystem, and that is called Icarus. Subsequently, Icarus can easily be ported to other platforms such as Mozilla Firefox and mobile applications. Therefore, it is a mobile, or rather a wallet running in the Google Chrome that does not have a copy of the blockchain, but can enable the users to perform actions as they would on Daedalus." Hoskinson mentioned that a Daedalus wallet can be imported into Icarus and recovered, which only takes a few minutes. The wallet acts much like a light wallet since it does not require one to download the entire blockchain to be used. The original wallets that we had before 2015, 16 were horrible. In order to use, when you would open up the original Bitcoin wallet, you had to download the entire blockchain. So if you had not opened your wallet over the course of a 5-week period and you opened it up, you would have to download the entire blockchain. And it would sometimes take around 3 or 4 days for you to get everything down. And this is why a lot of people are focusing on light wallets, as you do not need gigabytes worth of transaction data. This is applicable specifically to those who have been facing network connectivity issues, stated the creator of Cardano. He added that the application has been security audited and it was written in Rust and JavaScript as a hybrid language. Hoskinson also said that the team wanted to build a reference design as a result of finding security issues with third-party applications on auditing. In his words, he said, "Now we created this because what we wanted to have was a reference design for people who wanted to do mobile wallets and browser-based wallets because we were a little worried about the security. Some people had come to us and they said, hey, we've constructed a light wallet and look how cool it is. And we did a little audit and design. And we realized that it's not so good and that the reality is that it's probably going to be insecure," end quote. The founder believes that Icarus is analogous to the vanilla Android, which is a reference design for Android constructed by Google. Next, he spoke about the hard fork of Icarus, which is to be created by Cardano's partner Emergo. Yeah. The announcement regarding this hard fork will be made on the 15th of August. That is tomorrow. The test net is expected to be completed this month, while the mainnet is expected to launch in September. After the purpose of this project, Hoskinson stated, not really important, pretty sure something about how great it's going to be. There's a list somewhere, and they talk about the things that are going to be launching in Q3. If I'm not mistaken, Cardano is supposed to officially launch sometime in Q3. I think it's September. I want to say is the time that I think I've been given or have read around before. This will be incredibly important. And I think, once again, this matches up with the September timeline. And also, I think we could see, confirmation from Coinbase. I want to say, let's say around the end of September. I feel like they're waiting for other things to launch, to be activated, to be updated, whatever they're waiting for. And I don't think that they'll wait too much longer. I think Coinbase, I mean, they're not the smartest apple on the tree, but I think they would be fools if they didn't give proper confirmation on exactly what they're going to be adding on their platform. And I think that this entire thing, especially with Cardano officially completely launching sometime in Q3, it says Q3. I'm going to assume it's September. We're already in August, which is halfway over, and then September, at the end of September, that is the end of Q3. I'm going to assume this is the time frame that Coinbase is probably going to come forward. I still wonder if they're going to add all 5 coins that they announced. I think it would be a complete backhand slap once again from Coinbase if they announced that they were only adding 1 or 2 of the coins. I think a lot of people will not be too excited, but I think big things are in the stars for Cardano. I'm glad that they've kept up with it. I told you guys before in the very beginning when people were asking me to talk about them, to review them, the project was like 8 weeks old. I'm glad that they have more or less come into their own. I'm glad that a lot of projects have, not that I'm glad that they've left, but a lot of projects have left Ethereum and have announced that they're going on to Cardano. Same with Stellar, same with EOS. Just kind of revs up the competition out there. So let's hope that even a year from now, that Cardano is even larger than it is right now. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are having a great day, morning, afternoon, and or evening. The market's still not doing too well. Ethereum is still below 300. I think that's going to happen for quite a couple of days, I want to say. I'm interested to see. I wish I could peer into the future because I want to see exactly if Bitcoin hits 55. Bitcoin has fallen by around 3, 4, 5% right now. And the other coins are still down by around 18 to 24%, depending on which coin you look at. I'm interested to see if Bitcoin hits around 5,500, which means a relatively large chunk of a percentage of a fall. If the other coins will also panic and if we'll end up seeing sub $200 Ethereum. I have a really weird feeling that Litecoin is going to go around like $20 or $30. I think we would need Bitcoin to be around like 4,000, but that would be kind of insane. I think I would if we get a $20 Litecoin, I'm definitely going to be picking some up. I like to use the former prices for major coins as an indicator of where the price is going to go. And if Litecoin hits 20 after having been, what was it, around 400 or something like that, that's a pretty good indication that's probably going to hit there once again. So it could be a little, I'm not going to dig into it, but every coin is pretty much on sale right now. Thank you once again for watching. Hope you guys and gals enjoyed, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.